It was a rough week for me with parenting. How do you get past it and move on and move forward? Look, parenting has its ups and downs, and most of the time it's pretty good. But this weekend was rough. With my kids, there was just a lot of defiance and disobedience. There were big emotions from my kids and from me. And I just had to put in some really severe consequences, like taking away their screens for the entire week and taking away the majority of their toys. And I was just really angry and in a bad mood the whole weekend. And it just got me to a really low point mentally. So, what do you do with that?
I'm going to share with you 3 things that have helped me get through those tough parenting days, and I hope it helps you too.
It's okay to hate parenting. And I think it's really important to sometimes acknowledge that you can love your kids, but hate parenting. I feel like there's this obligation among parents where you have to always say that, kids are wonderful. Parenting is the greatest thing in the world, when sometimes it just sucks. And I think admitting it is really healthy. And I think when you approach bad parenting days, there are 2 extremes that can be really harmful. On one end, you can kind of deny it and bury it and just pretend like, okay, I shouldn't be angry at this. And I should just, continue pushing through and thinking that parenting is awesome. And I think that just kind of creates a lot of like unaddressed resentment that builds up over time. On the other extreme, you can totally like dwell in it and think about it constantly and have it be on your mind. And then you kind of get into this mindset that, your kids are horrible, parenting is horrible, or you're just horrible. And you kind of think about it over and over again. And it makes the situation even worse and kind of sets you up for failure in the future when another bad parenting incident happens. And what I've tried, and there's this really difficult balance of trying to, feel your emotions, recognize your emotions, and just acknowledge that, like, yeah, you're angry, you're upset. It was a horrible, day or a couple days of parenting. But then at the same time, let those emotions stay there and find a way to move on. You just acknowledge that it happened. It sucks. But let's try to make the next few days a little bit better.
Next is to fill up your relational bank, and it'll help you move past those rough days a lot quicker. Here's what I mean.
I invest a lot into my kids relationally. When I can muster up the energy, I try to be super over the top, patient, encouraging, attentive, silly, even when it drains me, and especially when it drains me, because that fills up their emotional bank. So when we have a bad day, they bounce back quicker than I do. After our incident, I was frustrated and angry for a while, but my kids were quick to be kind and endearing, even when I was grumpy. They were offering me patience while I was working through my emotions. So that's why in the mundane of our lives, it's so important to invest into our kids emotionally. We're storing up our reserves for those rainy days so that when we have those tough parenting days, we and our kids can weather it and move on.
Finally, learn to regulate your own emotions. When I have tough parenting days with my kids, my emotions are running high. I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm disappointed, I'm agitated, and those emotions can be really hard to control. Now, in those situations, what I really need to do is to calm the F down. I need to learn to manage my emotions in real time because I'm teaching it to my kids at the same time. Now, I know a lot of us parents didn't grow up really learning emotional regulation, and so we're still dealing with those issues as adults. But now we have kids, and we have to get it together. We have to learn emotional regulation fast. It's hard, but I need to just muscle through and stay calm and controlled. This helps me manage my emotions as well as teaching it to my kids. And if I keep at it, it gets a little bit easier every time for all of us. And we have less frequent and less intense rough days. Those 3 things have helped me get through rough days when my kids and I just really clash. I admit that parenting is tough. I try to fill up on the relational bank, and I try to regulate my own emotions. That's helped me to reduce the intensity and the frequency of these rough experiences with my kids. And we get a little bit better at it every time. but it doesn't happen naturally. It has to be really intentional. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more parenting insights. Then let me know in the comments, what have you found to work best when you encounter these rough parenting incidents with your kids?